As a priest, every so often I would be assigned to another parish, to a different place. And when I arrive at new place, new town, I ask my parishioners for recommendations. So for example, I would ask, what restaurant around here would you recommend? Or what grocery store do you like to shop at? Where do you get your hair cut? And where to get the oil changed in my car? It is good to listen to people's recommendations to avoid unwanted surprises. Now you can read good or bad reviews online about almost every place of business. People will also recommend certain movies, concerts, restaurants, and many other places and events they have experienced and now want you to enjoy them as well. See, today's gospel is about a recommendation which Andrew gave to his brother Simon. Andrew, the brother of Simon Peter, was one of the two who heard John and followed Jesus. He first found his own brother Simon and told him, "We have found the Messiah," which is translated Christ. Then he brought him to Jesus. Simon, whom Jesus named Peter, probably the greatest of the apostles, the one to whom Jesus entrusted his whole church. You may not recognize some of the saints' names, but all of us know Saint Peter, the one who denied Jesus 3 times but in the end gave up his life for the Lord. The one who embarrassed himself several times by saying something goofy without first thinking about it. Peter, a simple human like us, but also a great saint like we wish to be one day. But have you ever thought what would have happened with Peter if his brother Andrew never brought him to Jesus? Where would Peter be? Would we even know his name today? See, you and I were brought to Jesus by someone else. Most of us were brought to him as infants when our parents gave us the gift of faith through the sacrament of baptism. But some of you may have come to Christ and to faith much later in life. Maybe your spouse or a friend introduced you to the Lord and now you are part of his church and a member of the community of believers. Someone brought us to Jesus, recommended this faith to us because he or she knew that this was the best place for us to be. Jesus wants us to be like Andrew, who first followed the Lord himself, got to know him, trusted and believed that he had met the Messiah, and then recommended him to his brother Simon. Where would Simon have ended up if he didn't listen to that greatest of all recommendations? We would probably have never heard of him. In a similar way, who knows whose life you and I could change by including in my list of recommendations Jesus Christ, the Messiah, God, faith, church, and love? Who knows, we may bring to Jesus another great future saint, someone like Peter who became one of the greatest saints of all time, only because of that one recommendation by his brother Andrew. Don't keep God only for yourself, but recommend him to others. There is no better recommendation you can make. Then he brought him to Jesus. Jesus looked at him and said, "You are Simon the son of John. You will be called Cephas," which is translated Peter. So let's go to work and God bless you.